Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to a very special day here at the Galfond Challenge. I'm David Tuckman, of course, but who cares about me? We got Phil Galfond here. We got Venividi here, who is back from a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rage break. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend himself. We've all been waiting for him, Joey fucking Ingram. How are you, Joey?
Let's go. Let's get it, man. Listen, I'm excited. I'm pumped up, ready to be here. You guys have been asking me minimum 25 times, I believe.
If for some reason you guys have lived in a cave and you don't know who Joey Ingram is, check out his YouTube channel. The guy is prolific. He is absolutely a godsend to the poker community, and the energy and the passion that he has brought into this poker world is just is amazing. And we are lucky to have you in the poker community, my man. Congratulations on your Global Poker Awards. Uh, Long overdue, well deserved. And of course, he's
Thank you
been
very
doing
much.
recap videos. While you're over at YouTube, you should subscribe to the Run It Once Poker channel and subscribe to my man Joey. Make sure you check out a lot of his. He has a ton of the Galfond Challenge recap videos, and one of the most fascinating videos and something that I use to prepare for this. Oh, big pot here, 40K.
Let's go. Phil takes it out straight. Wow. So he check raised with the flush draw and the combination draw. So Phil check raised flop and then potted turn when he turned the nuts and the redraw.
Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, Twitch. There's so many streaming platforms. Like, it's just exhausting to keep track of everything at this point in time.
Yeah, it is pretty exhausting. 3-bet pot over in Las Vegas. It's you know what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I cut the cord a while ago, so I kind of like it, and I'll just reach out to some friends and be like, "Hey, can you find me a good show?" And so my girl and I we'll just like we'll watch one show for 3 weeks to a month. We'll finish it, and then we'll start a new show. But we don't watch a ton of TV. I mean, honestly, during the day, if it's usually some Disney show. Like we've watched Frozen 2 84 times in the last week.
Oh,
Five-figure pot.
Check raises. He's all in.
All in.
Oh boy, here we go.
There we go.
Phil's got top
45,000 in there.
He holds. Phil holds top 2. Wow. Top 3. 7-9 deuce. Wow. Venividi with the wrap in the back doors. Wow. So Venividi check pots there. He's got the wrap 6-8-10. 2 backdoor flush draws there. Phil's got the 9-2, 9-2, 7 jack. Listen, maybe you fold it to a 3-bet, brother, but he decides not to fold. He flops God, holds, $45,000 pot goes Phil Galfond's way. I mean, listen, wow, that is something right there. Wow.
What were the equities on the flop?
Oh man, I think Venividi's a favorite there, right? It's very, very close. I'd be very curious to see what the equities are. But with Venividi's hand, the 2 backdoor flush draws, with the 6-8-10. Phil does have the jack, though, so I think it's got to be pretty close. Got to be pretty close right there. But I think Venividi might have been a little bit of favorite.
We got more action in Las Vegas once again here. Galfond betting, Galfond getting raised, Galfond calling.
Right.
2 diamonds, 2 spades, 2 10s, 2 9s.
Phil's going to have some 9s right here. Going to have overpairs, flush draws as well, too. Sometimes 10 with flush draws as well. Venividi's going to have a little bit wider range here. We don't know if the man tilts or not. Does he? Could he tilt? Do we know if he tilts? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I mean, we saw there was a hand that was really interesting over the last session that Stapes and Richard were working. That where Venny
8-3 deuce turn.
Yeah,
deuce.
And he had a gut shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pot size bet here.
Tough spot for Phil if he doesn't have a 10 right here. Even if he has a 9, you're not feeling. He's all in.
Oh, he's all in.
No.
Yes.
No.
This pot's going to be 66,000. There's the call.
Phil's got. Oh, he's drawing dead. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's drawing dead. Phil. Holy shit. Gets him. You see that, Tuck?
I did.
Venividi with the 4 diamond hands. He had the 2. He had straight flush outs, but Phil blocked one of them with the jack of diamonds. Phil had the 9-10. Phil 3-bet pre-flop, C-bet the flop, called the raise, and the turn, perfect card. Venividi decided to rep that he had a 10, and he went with it. Unfortunately, he had 2 outs. Phil blocked 1, needed a 6 of diamonds, didn't come. $40,000 pot is back Phil's way. Oh, my God.
Speaking of freak,
Las Vegas.
Action Freak, by the way, is slated to be Phil Galfond's last challenger. Luke Schwartz might jump in the fray at some point or another. I know they were talking about playing.
How can Luke Schwartz not play after he wrote that fucking 2-page note?
I think he has to. It's just a matter of whether
He wrote a 2-page note on Twitter, dogging Phil Galfond. The guy has to play. Otherwise, I mean, come on, man. The guy's got to play. There's no way he can't play after writing. After you write that 2-page letter, you have to play. There's no way not to play.
5-figure pot. Venny betting pot on the turn. Galfond calls. Board pairs.
Not a good card for Phil at all. He's got
a lot of clubs.
The hand here is going to be flush draws, straight draws, combination draw type hands here. I expect Venny to go all in here and Phil to most likely fold unless he's got a 5 here.
There's the all in. How about like a 4, 5, 7, 8 type hand?
Probably would have went all in on the turn with that hand. If he does hero call, it most likely is going to be a queen without a club.
Galfond in the tank. Pot is 28,000. It's 11,500 to call.
See what happens here. Time bank's running low here, Tuck. Phil's thinking about making a hero call. He just fold. Tuck, can I ask you a question and can you be straight up with me?
Of course.
You think this is rigged? You think this is rigged for action? What are we thinking? Let's be honest. Let's just have the discussion right now. Let's get it over with, okay? So no. Phil down 900,000, and now all of a sudden he's clawing back up slowly, right? Are we sure? Are we sure the Indian developers didn't have a meeting? Didn't have a meeting in wherever they're located at? I've got so many people asking me about that. We're like, are we sure it's not rigged? My comment section for my YouTube videos is just, I mean, it's not too many, but there's definitely a few in there that are saying it, and it's hilarious because they'll type out these. I mean, listen, these guys are typing out paragraphs with why they think this is rigged, and I go, well, listen, we don't really know. We're not going to know if it is. Let's just sit back and enjoy the fucking show, okay? So.
I mean, you just got to think of risk-reward type thing where it's just Run It Once Poker is a major company, right? I mean, they built an online poker site. They've invested millions of dollars into it, right?
Uh-huh.
It's just you just got to think logically, like, would a company of that magnitude do this? It just doesn't make any sense. So I would say with 99.99% certainty, no, it's not rigged. Just doesn't make any sense.
Phil called a raise in the turn there, it looks like, from Venividi.
Yeah, in Chicago, it's 9,900 in the pot. Mm-hmm. Action on Venny.
Got my man Jeff Gross out there. What's up, brother? What's happening, Jeff? Hope you're doing well, man. Jeff was, last time I talked to Jeff, he was in Russia trying to get back from the coronavirus. He was at that Russia series up there that Party Poker was having. So I hope Jeff's doing well. Calls.
There's a call.
Oh, full house for Phil. $30,000 pot. Wow, Venividi. What a river.
What did he have? What did he bluff with?
I think he river trips there. I'm trying to get the replay up right now. Yeah, wow. Venividi, check, Tuck. Got to see this hand. Can we pull this up on replay? Venividi, check raises with a 4 and a flush draw on the turn. He makes trip 4s on the river, but Phil Galfond has the deuce 7 full house.
And again, I might be completely off here. 5-figure pot, by the way, over in Las Vegas. Pot size bet here on the turn.
Here we go. So Phil going to have a lot of draws here. So let's see what happens right now. He's all in.
Back over to Venny. 11,000 to call. Pot is 41,000.
He's tanking. He calls.
There's the call.
Set.
Set of jacks.
Oh my God, Phil's got set. Wow. Venividi, nut flush draw, two gut shots there. He's got ace, queen, 7, 8. He needs a 10 or a 6 or a spade. Phil had top set of jacks with the flush draw as well, too. Tuck with the redraw. Phil holds on the river. Phil, holy crap, man. This is happening. I mean, what happened today?
Galfond is now up 6 figures today. He is now up 5 buy-ins.
Wow. So Phil just smooth calls that flop there with top set, with the flush draw. Venividi turns the double gutter, and he decides to go with it there, man. That is a crazy hand right there. Phil holds on the river. That's what you got to do, man.
Another
Phil
3-bet
set
pot.
the trap. Wow.
Another 3-bet pot over in Las Vegas. As I was saying there, so Venividi, throughout the last 10, 12 sessions, we've seen him kind of push some 2-pair edges, 2-pair spots where he didn't really have room to improve. And I remember talking to some of the other commentators, Andreas, about this, or Juan Carey about this, and he was saying, the playability of those 2-pair hands probably influenced his decision to play it fast on the flop. Mm-hmm. But we just saw Galfond not do that with the King-9. So I find the contrasting styles fascinating.
Well, we're gonna contrast back to another big pot right here because Phil Galfond's potting the turn right here. Venividi just called the flop. Phil Galfond pots turn.
Yeah, this is a 3-bet pot.
Yep, another 3-bet pot back to back. We saw this earlier. 2 back-to-back pots when Phil Galfond's way. Venividi's all in. Phil calls. Phil's got top 2 pair. Phil holds. Venividi had 2 pair as well. Queen 3 with the flush draw. Phil Galfond, top 2 pair with the gut shot there to the nut straight. King, queen, ace, 10 for Phil Galfond. On the king, queen, 4 flop, turn 3. Venividi had the queen 3 with spades. See, if I don't know, Tuck, how I do this, right? But
what is happening?
I'm able to do this without seeing the cards.
What is happening? This is amazing. I cannot believe this. I mean, we were all talking about if Galfond comes back, it could be one of the sickest stories ever. But we all kind of thought, it's not going to happen, though, right? I mean, it's not going to actually happen. Back over to Venny.
But Benny's
going to want to go with it.
Benny's going to have plenty of coverage here, too. But he's going to have a little bit more over pairs as well that might want to bet fold here. But he is tanking, so he's got a close spot here. We already know Galfond's got a massive hand, probably a 2-pair straight draw type hand. Let's see what happens here. He's tanking. Not much longer to go here, Tuck. He's all in. What do we got?
Galfond's going with
Galfond, top 2 pair, queens, like I said. Oh, another hold! Let's go.
Another hold indeed.
Right?
Galfond, the great read there. Just an unbelievable read. Galfond did have 2-pair, 9-8. Venny with the queens.
Yeah, makes sense. Kind of overpair with the gutter. Makes sense.
Again, Galfond. I'm assuming Galfond a favorite on the flop, but not an overwhelming favorite. But again, he holds, and that has been the story today, over and over again.
People are saying they're enjoying the commentary. So you guys got to remember, right? A lot of other people doing commentary are not very experienced commentators. I am clearly a very experienced commentator. Me and Tuck have known each other for a long time. We've worked together in the past. So this isn't me and Tuck's first time doing this together as well, too. So we both have a lot of experience. So, of course, we're going to come off, right, a little bit better than how other people might, just because they're not used to it. And, you don't want to be too hard on a lot of those other guys as well, too, because they see these comments and it affects them, and they might not want to come back as well, too. So you just got to remember that, though, is that I've done this for a bunch of years now, so I'm very much used to commentary.
Yeah. I
love Pot Limit Omaha. Come on, man. This is a great game. I love this. This game's awesome. It's so much fun.
5 figures over in Las Vegas.
Here we go. Let's see what happens here. Can Phil, he's dominating right now. $93,000. Let's go. Here we go, Phil. What's going to happen on the river? What's going to happen here? Ooh, half pot bet. Okay.
That's half pot here.
Okay.
Using that kind of sizing with like maybe trip sevens?
Good question. Not sure exactly what not sure how he's going to construct his range right here. Really good question.
Venny in a tank. And he raises. Wow. Venny going all in. It's 10,000 back over to Phil.
Did Phil induce?
We'll find out.
Did Phil induce here?
Well, we don't see the insta call.
Certainly going to have some bluffs. We know Venividi is capable of having a
bluff. There's the call.
Oh, my God.
Aces full.
Oh, here we go. Just like
Venny
that.
hits the ace on the river.
Wow.
Galfond did have the 7. Did he have a full house or just a 7?
Full house. He had 6-7. He had that bottom full. He had the worst full house possible there, Tuck. Venividi, miracle river card for him. Finally, some luck goes his way. And listen, the guy needs it, man.
Yep, Las Vegas. Galfond 3 bets. He bets half pot on the flop. King 10-8 rainbow.
Uh-oh, Vinny calls.
Pot is 7,200 euros. 6 of clubs on the turn. 7-9 got there.
Mm-hmm. Backdoor clubs is up as well.
Galfond goes pot.
Here we go.
That's half pot on the flop. Goes pot on the turn. Action on Venny.
All in.
He's all in. 16-4. There's the call.
Venny wins. Venny's got top two.
And then a full house.
Phil had a full wrap there. Queen Jack 8-9. Phil had the full wrap. Venny had top 2 pair. Very standard hand. Unfortunately, Phil could not get there on the river. 4-bet pot.
Yep, 4 better.
They're pretty deep here too, Tuck. $30,000 deep. We might see a really big pot here. Let's see what happens right now. Oh my God.
5 bets.
Aces. Ace alert. Ace alert. Does Phil have a hand to call the 5-bet with, Tuck? This first 5-bet we've seen today.
Yeah, we don't see many 5 bets at all, and Galfond lets it go.
Here's what happened, okay? So I was playing, it was 10-20 on PokerStars, right? It was 5-handed, very deep stack. And there was a really big fun player, but there was also these 2 bum hunters that were Stickman, who's not really bum hunters much anymore, and O-Crop DTI. I think those were the 2. Maybe I might be getting the second one wrong. No, it was Stickman and somebody else, right? Really not important. All I know is we were $8,000 deep total, and I 3-bet 8-7-3 deuce rainbow, right, when one of them opened because I just fucking hated them. And then another tight bum hunter, 4-bet, Stickman 5-bet, and I called. And then the other guy called, and the pot
what did you have?
8-7-3 deuce rainbow. Okay. So the flop was 9-9 deuce, and he went with it, and I called off my last, like, I don't know, $2,000. So it was already a huge pot. And then the turn went 3 and River went 3. And I made backdoor trips and I ended up shipping a massive fucking pot against them. And that was one of the most happiest moments of my life, was to stack those 2 nits who had aces. So that was by far the most out-of-line hand I've ever played. And I put in way too much money with the 8-7-3 deuce. But in the end, I stacked both of those 2 guys. And listen, there it is. That's what we got. Big pot thrown on the right-hand side here.
Hey, you knew your cards were probably live, right, against those 2 players?
I didn't care, Tuck. I just wanted to stack those 2 guys.
I'm reaching. Hey, we've gotten to situations like that where you always want to, you're playing against somebody and you're like, I don't care if I'm playing terrible here. I don't care if I'm making a completely out of line play. I really want to get that guy. I want to get that mofo. 10-5 over in Las Vegas. Venividi in the tank facing a 2,600 euro bet.
See what he does here, Tuck.
Makes the call.
Phil with trip kings, or trip aces with the king kicker.
Aces,
nice hand. Very nice hand. Phil take down another little pot there. And left-hand side, we got another pot brewing here too. 3-bet pot.
Galfond leads out after the 3-bet. Gets raised by Venividi. It's about 3,000 back over to the Galfond.
He's all in.
He's all in. Back over to Veni. 12,000 for him to call. He's actually not all in.
He's tanking.
He's just raised to 12,000.
He's tanking. He's all in.
He's all in now. Galfond's obviously not going to fold. Let's see the cards here.
Straight for Phil. Straight for Phil. No. Oh, my God. No. Not the backdoor full house. Oh,
the backdoor full house, King 6.
Oh, my God. No. He got it in.
Galfond turned the ace queen Broadway.
Oh, my
and
God.
And Venividi rivers the full house with King 6. $63 is just huge in PLO.
Keeps sitting out, man. When he gets deep, it's tilting me so hard.
It looks like he's going to take another break here.
He's just resetting stacks, man. He can't hang with the deep stack.
There's a call. 16-8 in there.
So Venny has a flush or ace-10 and sometimes a slow played set here. Also sometimes has naked blocker as well.
7 of diamonds doesn't change a thing.
Not at all. So
pot size bet for Galfond.
He's either got the king or queen high flush or the blocker here. And Benny's going to be in a tough spot with his bluff catcher.
Yeah, what are you doing here with like 7 high flush and 9 high flush?
Folding. I'd fold those flushes.
What are you calling with then? How's that?
Two pair with king blocker sometimes, but I think you're also potting the queen of flush there, the queen high flush. So Phil's going to be potting the queen high flush, the king high flush, some of the nut blockers without pairs, I believe, would be the hands he'd bluff there with. So we haven't really seen that board texture. We haven't seen that action so far. So once again, I would more lean towards Phil being near top of his range and being a lot like king high flush blocker, and then the king high flush. So I'd probably be folding a lot of my weaker flushes there if I'm Venividi. What's happening here? Okay, Vegas check raise, 3-bet pot.
14-5 in there.
So Phil, wow, okay.
And that 8 of hearts is certainly dynamic.
Here we go.
2 hearts out there, 2 clubs out there, lots of straights out there.
Here we go.
Another huge pot brewing, all in for Venividi. There's the call.
Phil has slow playing. I thought Phil was slow playing the straight there. Phil takes it down. Phil slow playing the 5-8 right there.
Yep.
I don't know why. I felt like a slow play there.
Phil he had hearts as well. Venividi had a set of 7s.
Yep. There you go.
I think it's funny. You say, oh, come on, that's stupid. I felt something. But I think if you play enough poker, and obviously you certainly have played enough poker throughout your life. If you play enough poker, there is that kind of just sometimes it's like, yeah, I kind of felt it. I've seen, and I think there's something in your subconscious where you've seen that probably 1,000 times before. And there's something in the back of your brain that's just telling you, yeah, this is what it looks like. I've seen this before.
Let's go. Trip queens for Phil. Backdoor trip draw for the win. Let's get it, man. But yeah, I'm with you, Tuck. I agree. I think that's how anyone's play a lot of poker has those feelings. Obviously, we're not always right, but
no, of course. I mean, Nick Schulman used to say that.
It doesn't even matter if I'm right. I don't. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It is what it is. It's not a big deal.
I mean, sometimes Nick Schulman has said that before. Sometimes he goes, all the GTO stuff and all the solvers and everything. He's like, sometimes you just look across the table and you look at somebody's eyes and you got to just figure out, do you have it or not?
Yep.
And, if you've got that experience and you've played a lot of poker, there.
All in.
Yep. All in, 53,000 in there.
Set over set. What's happening here? Top pair. No. Backdoor quads. No. Oh, man. Okay.
Huge pot. It ended up being 42,005. 42-5 there. Venividi wins that big pot.
Venividi had top set. Phil had top 2 pair. Basically had the backdoor quad draw. He loves that 1187 bet on these boards.
Jack of hearts on the turn. Benny does make that call.
See what happens here, Tuck.
And Galfond, after betting the flop, he checks the turn. Not much going on over in Vegas. Check, check.
Literally,
Jack of hearts.
There's really nothing going on here in Vegas right now.
Yeah.
The strip is dead. It's pretty crazy to see. It's surreal. Circus closed down.
I was going to say, it must be the weirdest thing ever, just to kind of like see the strip the way it is right now.
Yeah, it is. It's very strange. They're doing a lot of construction out here, though. It's right when it shut down, right when the self-quarantine happened, they started doing immediate construction all over town.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So after checking back the turn, Venny bets pot on the river.
Yeah, Benny's going to have some flushes here too. He's not going to be betting all of his flushes on the turn, and a lot of those flushes he does have are going to bet pot on the river.
There's the raise. Woo. So Galfond checked flop. I'm sorry, Galfond 3-bet pre, bet flop, check turn, checked river to raise.
He's definitely going to have bluffs here, but he's also going to have hands for value. Obviously, Vinny has capped his range when not betting that turn or raising the flop. So
he makes the call.
Yeah, 7 high. That's great. I mean, that's basically it, right? That's, sort of what I just talked about is that you check back the turn there with your flushes, and then you're gonna pot the river there. And then in that situation, when you're fill spot, you might take some of these out of line bluffers like the Queen of Hearts that he had, and you might decide to turn that into a bluff because Benny's range is capped, which then puts Benny in a position where he has to decide how much is he going to be defending. And if you're not defending a certain amount of flushes against someone who's making that play at a decent enough frequency, then I mean that's a high level battle, right? I mean, this is really where this match is coming down to, these sort of intricate river spots, I feel like.
Now we turn our attention to Las Vegas. 3 hearts out there.
Mm-hmm.
Venny bets 2,700 euros.
So 3-bet pre, bet flop. Small bet turn. Very interesting sizing.
Galfond calls. Pot is now 16-1.
I expect Venny's going to pop the river. He's not going to bet that size on the turn to not bet this river.
Yeah, his SPR is, 0.75 right now. And he does move all in. Not a snap call here from Galfond. But he does make the call.
Yeah, it makes sense. I thought he was going to have it's just weird sizing on the turn there.
I always kind of find those, the hands that are a little bit kind of out of line. Mm-hmm. I find them, fascinating because it gives us a little bit of a peek into how these players are thinking about the game, mm-hmm. and how they kind of perceive each other.
Mm-hmm. Do we have a hand up?
Venividi down about 89,000 today. He was down.
Another big pot Bruin, though.
Yeah, 11-9 in there. Venividi betting pot on the 7 hearts. Whoa. Huge pot here.
Not good for Phil.
57,000. Not good at all. Headed
Not
over to
good for
Venividi.
Not good.
57-1.
Not good for Phil, guys. Not good for Phil. He had open and straight draw, nut flush draw. Not good.
I can't imagine him taking a break now. So I would imagine that's probably the last hand of the day. We'll see. Usually they say a good game or something like that. If that is it, by the way, Galfond kind of made a little bit of a nice little run at the end. And got it back up to
5 hours there.
Yeah, he got it back up to 82,000. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, this is like, it's full on. Yeah, good game. That is it. That's there's going to call it.